For my demonstration, I wanted to demonstrate the very important difference between making homemade tomato sauce and buying canned tomato sauce. I don't think it's a huge deal for some people, but it's actually very critical for a lot of dishes, whether it be marinaras for fried appetizers or seafood, pasta, pizza, stuffed bell peppers, whatever it may be. I also wanted to touch on it because I think there's a real movement right now towards self-sustainability and living off kind of what you have on your own land. I wonder how many people just in this class alone have an interest in gardening as it is. And I actually picked some of these tomatoes right from the garden outside the house, as well as the oregano to go along with it. I really like the nutritional value from picking it outside. There's actually a lot of different kinds of tomatoes. I don't think most people would realize that. It's kind of similar to apples. Here we have Roma tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and I also have a Marglobe. Each has its own variances of different fruits and seeds. Some have a little more liquidity. Each gives you a different diverse range of taste with that. So I just want to walk everybody through a few steps into making a tomato sauce. Basically, first we'll just start by starting with the preparation, which is very important. Secondly, moving into seasoning the sauce and the ingredients that go into it. Third will be actually creating the sauce. And lastly, we'll talk about a couple things that can accompany the sauce when it's all said and done. To begin in your prep, you want to go ahead and get out all your utensils, and the very first step being boiling the water. What we're going to do with the boiling water is we're going to boil the tomatoes for 1 minute and then blanch them in ice cold water. It makes it easier to peel them when it's all said and done. So once we have all that preparation set up here, which is basically the base necessities for sauce, which is a little bit of crushed red pepper, some artesian salt, we have the olive oil, chopped onion and garlic, and the tomatoes that we talked about. Garlic press is a big help with chopping up 5 to 6 cloves of garlic. And then once you have that ready, you can go ahead and start heating up the olive oil in the pan at about a medium-low heat. I went ahead and heated that up already just to go ahead and expedite the process a little bit. And you take about half of an onion chopped and about 5 cloves of garlic and place them into the pan. And go ahead and begin to core and chop the tomatoes in half. Some people leave the fruit and seeds in there. I don't really like all of those in there. I went ahead and do that again to kind of expedite the process. And you want to make sure that you're continually stirring the garlic and onion. You only want a little bit of transparency out of that, and that's it. Once that gets up to the point where it's been through about 3 minutes, you can go ahead and take the peeled tomatoes and the cherry tomatoes and place them into the pan. From there, you want to go ahead and increase the heat to medium-high and place a lid on it. Now you don't want to let that get too far from you. It's really important to not let the sauce stick whatsoever, especially in that early phase right there. And you want to go ahead and get that kicking up right there. Now while that's happening, it's actually a very good time to go ahead and begin with whatever may accompany the sauce. Right here I have a dough bread maker, which makes it a lot easier to make dough for pasta or pizza with the basic ingredients, which are flour, sugar, olive oil, water, egg, and yeast. It's important to do the wet ingredients first, followed by the dry ingredients. And the time that it takes to stir that up is about 5 to 7 minutes. The nice thing about doing that is you don't even have to get your hands dirty whatsoever. So after that 7 minutes eclipses and you have the dough prepared in here and you have the sauce cooked down a little bit, you go ahead and turn that down to medium-low. Place the rest of the seasonings in the pan. Continue to stir. And at that point, you would pull out the dough ball from there and let it sit for about 17 minutes. Now, the sauce, all in all, will cook for about 30 minutes. I don't think you really need to cook it longer than that. You want to keep some of the flavor that's still in that. So that'll finish in about 17 minutes, and it gives you a perfect 10-minute window from when that sauce will be done to either prepare the pasta or prepare the pizza. As a dedicated foodie, I just want to go ahead and mention for all the rest of you foodies that the whole cleanup and cook can be done in an hour. I know that's hard to believe. Can you use canned tomatoes for some of this stuff? Sure. My thing is, I don't know what the nutritional value really is from canned tomatoes. It's a good time of year. Everything is kind of in season right now. So I'm going to go ahead and stay away from there. A big part of this is just the nutrition that really is in typical pasta or tomato sauce. I've recently lost 25 pounds just by switching to whole foods, and I think just creating basic dishes like this can really help. I appreciate you guys tuning in for the demonstration. I look forward to seeing all of your guys' demonstrations too. And just to reiterate, it's not too crazy to make your own sauce. It's actually just a few basic simple steps, and with these basic simple steps you can put yourself together a nice dish to impress friends, family, a date, or whatever else it may be. Best of luck to you guys with your speeches too at the same time. Thanks for watching.